It's Lance.
And Sam.
And we are Love to Hate. Back again with another preview video. This time we have Rescuing Robin Hood from Castillo Games. Rescuing Robin Hood is a cooperative deck building game in which you are going to try to rescue Robin Hood from execution at the hands of the Sheriff of Nottingham. It's running on Kickstarter right now. So we are including the link to the Kickstarter campaign in the description of the video down below, so be sure to check that out after you watch this video. All right, let's go overhead so that you can see a brief overview of how this game works. All right, so I have Rescuing Robin Hood from Castillo Games on the table here. Let me give you a brief overview of how this deck building game works here. You are going to have your band of merry men along with your band leader here, and you are going to count up your stats that are listed here on all of your cards. This happens to be my favorite card in the game, by the way. I wonder why. So yeah, you will count up your stats. The blue stat is wit, and so you add up all the blue stats on all your cards, and you keep track of it here on your tracker card right there. And you do the same for all of the same stats, making note that some band leaders will have stats on their cards, and there are lots of different band leaders that you can play with in the game, and some of them, like Lady Christabel, has special abilities on the bottom of her card that she could do. But anyhow, you also are going to gain tokens that might be on the bottom of your character cards here. So for instance, I would get a prayer and a scouting token. And once you have added up all of your stats, put it right here on your tracker card, you are ready to begin the round and take on these different guards that are guarding the different villagers that you are trying to protect. And I do just want to state that everything that you see here is prototype. The final artwork, components, and even some of the rules might be different when it is released. So let's take a look at what some of the actions are that you can do in this game. This little player guide here states everything very nicely. You can see here that with wit, you are going to attack a row of cards one at a time, starting at the front. So how that looks is, I might want to attack this guy right here. He has 2 wit, and looking back on my card, I have 6. So I definitely have enough to take him out, and so I would spend 2 of my 6 wit, and I would set him aside for right now. And I have 4 wit left over. I would need to make the choice. Here's this push your luck mechanic. I would need to make the choice whether or not I want to take out the next card, or try to anyhow. These blue cards, they can range from 1 to 6 and have an average of 3 as their stats. So I might say, yeah, I'll take him on, and I flip it over and it's a 3. So I am successful. I take him out because 4 minus 3 is 1. I am still alive. And then I would make the choice again. And if I wanted to go on, I would flip it over. If I said, no, I'm good, then I would be done. Those 2 guys over there would be eliminated, and that would be one of my actions. But let's just say I do decide to go on. Oh, and it's a 4. I busted. So I have run out of wit, and I did not defeat this last one. So the 2 that I previously defeated, they come back. And so there is the push your luck mechanic and how it can work against you. The second thing that you might do is stealth. It's the green stat. Attack any revealed or unrevealed cards in the row simultaneously. And so you pick which ones you want to do. So for instance, I might do this card right here, and let's just pretend that I had, let's say, a stealth of 8, for instance. I could pick any one of these cards here to do. I don't have to do the one in the front. Let's say I might take out both of these. And so I would say, I've got my 8 stealth, and I think I can take both of these out. I reveal them simultaneously, and it happens to be a 3 and a 6. Oh, I busted again. And so if you bust, then they stay there, and any cards that you flip over stay face up. And so there is that benefit. Now I know what those cards are. That's how stealth works. Brawn is a little bit different. You attack all the cards in the row simultaneously. So whereas wit is one at a time and you make the choice after each card, and stealth is you pick which cards you want to do, brawn you have to do all of the cards. And so this card right here, or this row, excuse me, it looks to be 12, and if my brawn was 11, I would not have enough to even attempt that. I would automatically lose. However, let's talk about the next one. The next stat that you see there is jolliness. Add +1 to your wit, stealth, or brawn. So essentially that is a booster for all of your other stats. I could spend my 1 jolliness here to increase my brawn up to 12. As you can see, I've got a marker on the 10 here and 2. And I could use all 12 brawn to take out these 3 guys. Now, anytime that you remove all of the guards protecting one of the villagers, then that rescued villager gets to go over here into Sherwood Forest, where amongst the other players you will divvy up any rescued villagers at the end of the round to add into your deck so that you have better villagers attacking with you in the upcoming days, because the villagers come in 3 variations. You have bronze, silver, and gold, with gold being the best types of villagers. And again, this is all dictated by the setup card for the day. And these setup cards are dependent upon the number of players in the game. You will set up with this card for days 1 and 2, and then you would flip this over for days 3 and 4. And you can see that some of the cards will have you put out the red cards, which are harder, more difficult cards to try to defeat. These cards range from numbers between 2 and 9, with an average of being 5. Now, some of those setup cards do give you bonuses, such as this. Sheriff's Men have -1 wit. And there are lots of different cards here for all the different player counts. And so there you go. Lots of ways to change the variations in this game. Now those tokens, I did mention the tokens. There are some tokens that you can gain throughout the course of the game. You see scouting there. You can spend any 2, or you can spend a scouting to reveal any 2 of the sheriff's guards from one pile. So these cards that are face down, I could spend a scouting token to flip these 2 over right here, and that would let me know what they are. That's how the scouting token works. The cookery token, let's take a look at that. Cookery adds +2 wit, brawn, or stealth to any band, or flip the token to gain a mead, which carries over to the next round. So essentially, I can spend one of these cookery tokens to increase one of my stats +2 for that next action. Or if I hold on to it through the end of the round, then I'm going to flip it over and it turns into a mead. Normally, you lose all tokens and stats at the end of a round. However, mead is something that you can carry over, and it gives you +1 for the next round. The prayer token, how it works, you can spend 1 to be able to move any guard to a different line, anywhere in that line. So that's a good way to get rid of one that has a lot of good stats. Or you can simply spend 2 prayer to simply remove that guard from the round altogether. Now that's pretty much how the game works. You're going to be trying to get villagers, rescuing them, adding them to your deck, making your deck better. At the ends of rounds 2 and 4, you are going to shred your deck a little bit, getting rid of some of the cards that you start the game with, and so that way you can get to your better cards quicker. And in that 4th round, when you shred your deck, you are simply going to be picking the 4 best cards that you have, your dream team, because in that round, you are going to be storming the castle. And storming the castle is what this game all leads up to. It's the 5th and final round or day in which Robin Hood will be executed at the end unless you rescue him. And how you do this, you set this up according to the card, and you have to start on row 1. And so on this card, you would see here that we're going to have 6 red cards with the castle. That's what that icon there means. And so you put this castle here, and the castle has stats of its own. You have to defeat the castle and the cards in the first row to take on the second row. And to defeat the third row, you will then rescue Robin Hood. And so Robin Hood is what you are trying to rescue. And he has his own stats because once you've rescued him, you get to flip him over, you gain all of his stats, and you can continue on your mission to try to defeat the Sheriff of Nottingham. He's on the last row, and it is a bonus quest, so as long as you rescue Robin Hood, you are good. You win the game. However, you can take on the bonus round and try to defeat the sheriff. He has his own stats as well. And if you are able to defeat him, then you imprison him, and you then truly win the game. And you not only rescued Robin Hood, but you defeated the Sheriff of Nottingham. And that is how you play the game. Let's go back up top, and we'll share our thoughts. All right, so there you go. That's how rescuing Robin Hood works. Right now, we're going to share our thoughts and what you could expect on this game, as well as if this is a game that might work well for non-gamers. I'll go first and tell you guys that I really enjoyed rescuing Robin Hood. It's hard for me to say that for some reason. I enjoyed deck builders, and this was really unique in that it's cooperative and it's an adventure. It's like you are going on a mission and it's building up to a final, just a great conclusion, telling a story almost each day, each round that you go through it. I really liked that you get to pick the cards you want to add into your deck by choosing which line you are attacking. For me, that involves so much strategy. The choices that you are making in this game each round, a lot of fun there. I really liked that. Sam, what did you think about this game?
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. Deck building games can be hit or miss with me a lot of times, but I did enjoy this one. I thought it was unique. I liked, getting to how the wit worked and how the stealth worked.
The different actions.
Yeah, the different actions. Yeah, overall, I thought it was a really fun game, and I liked the theme a lot too.
I think that this has lots of good bits and pieces from a bunch of different games out there, and it combines it all really well. For instance, it has that push your luck mechanic with the wit, like you just mentioned.
Yeah. Do you go one more?
Yeah, do you keep
wait?
going,
Yeah.
right? Or do you want to bust? And there's a lot of great games out there that have that push your luck, but they can sometimes be just too random, and you never can quite really strategize when it comes to that push your luck. Did you feel like this, you had a little bit of control in being able to...
Yeah, I felt so, yeah.
Okay. And then, with the stealth, you get to pick and choose which ones you want to attack. Yeah. Brawn, you're just trying to go all the way through the line. I thought that was pretty thematic, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think about the theme and the art? I know, theme's not too big for you, but did you feel like this kind of showcased the theme of Robin Hood well?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Robin Hood isn't something that I would say, oh, Robin Hood, I need to play that game. But I think it played well, and it went well with the theme. So, again, theme's not the most important thing to me, but it was fun.
Worked good for you.
Yeah.
What would you say gamers out there might expect when playing this game with their non-gamer friends or spouses?
I mean, it's cooperative, so that helps. I needed help at the beginning. It starts to flow the longer you play. The beginning rounds, I think the gamer kind of has to help out a little bit more with that thought process. But it definitely starts to flow more, and there's more communication and more, independence, I guess. Yeah. So I guess just expect that. But overall, I thought it was pretty easy to understand.
So not too difficult.
No, not so much.
And I think to kind of add on top of that, there are differing levels of choices that you need to make in this game. There are some choices that are kind of more on the surface and obvious, such as we know we need to go for the gold level villager because they're the best, and this is the last round before we take on the castle and the sheriff, and so we want the best villagers for our dream team hand. Those are obvious choices. And I think
you were better at seeing that a little bit further than I was, and explaining, okay, we need to go for this one, and then I knew what to do after that point, but just being able to see the future a little bit better than I could.
Right. So I think to kind of what we're trying to pinpoint here on that is so many cooperative games can be fall victim to quarterbacking, and where the most experienced player is just telling everybody what to do at the table, whereas this is a true teamwork game.
Yeah, I did feel that way.
Yeah, this is a game where you have to work together because one mind is not going to be capable of figuring this all out, and we need everybody on this. Everybody combining their efforts together to try to figure out the puzzle here. What did you think about solving that puzzle? Is that a good experience for you as a non-gamer?
Yeah, especially as it got to the end and you're like, okay, we're getting closer. We need to do this and this and this. And I think we weren't, if I remember correctly, we weren't quite sure if we were going to be able to finish it or not. And we did.
Well, we rescued Robin Hood, but we did not defeat the sheriff.
That's right.
So yeah. We got
there's those different levels of winning.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I like that. That was something that I did not know I was going to get out of this game until I played it, was that you start to see it unfold and you start to see it all come together, and it's a sense of accomplishment. It's a sense of, man, we really did something here, even though we didn't take out the sheriff.
Yeah, but you still got something done. It wasn't win or lose completely.
Yeah. I imagine the feeling that you get when you take out the sheriff is that on steroids, because my understanding is it's very difficult to take out that sheriff, and so when you do take him out, man, that's probably a really good feeling.
Yeah.
All right, so Sam, you would recommend this game be a game to play with non-gamers?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, there you have it. And from a gamer's perspective, guys, this game is awesome. There's a lot to like here. Deck building, push your luck mechanics, lots of strategy in this game, lots of teamwork in this game. And it's not too long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Can play from 1 to 5 players. Yeah, you like that. You can solo it, and I did a solo playthrough video. In fact, you can click the I in the top right corner if you want to check out that video. So it has that going on for it. There's just a lot to like here. Really, really enjoy it. Can't recommend it enough. That is Rescuing Robin Hood from Castillo Games. Again, it's on Kickstarter right now, so make sure to check out that link after you are done watching this video. All right. I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.